COVID-19, restarting our operations safely. CES, Safe Restart Training, Day 1. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand the objectives and key safety measures that Plastic Omnium is putting in place to protect all employees and ensure a safe workplace. Apply the essential sanitary measures to protect yourself and your colleagues by applying basic hygiene rules, how to wash your hands, and how to wear a mask. Recognizing and implementing the fundamental principles and key behaviors on the workplace to guarantee safe and efficient work. How to handle internal and external contacts. How to avoid cross-contamination on your premises. How to work safely and efficiently in logistics areas. Agenda. Our objectives and principles. PO's commitment. EHS Safe Restart principles. Our 3 pillars and 15 EHS fundamentals. Discover our 15 EHS fundamentals. People, process and facility, flows and materials. Test your knowledge on the 15 EHS Restart fundamentals with a quiz. We'll review Adrian plant details. Our objectives and principles. First of all, welcome back. We hope you and your families are okay in this difficult period. Our objective and principles. One objective, protect our employees from contamination. Environment, health, and safety are part of our DNA. Before restarting our operations, PO has defined key sanitary measures that will help us work in safe conditions. Cleaning and disinfection of site areas. Making sure all PPEs are available on site. Masks, antibacterial, hydroalcoholic gel, commonly known as hand sanitizer, soap, and glasses when applicable. Inspecting all common spaces in the buildings to ensure basic sanitary protections are respected. Reviewing flows of people and materials to prevent cross-contamination on our premises. Enhancing sanitary standards and cleaning frequencies to minimize risks. 3 pillars and 15 EHS fundamentals for restart. Safe restart basic principles. Prevent virus from entering the building via personal and material flows. Prevent cross-contamination between people and material. Train employees on general rules. Enforce strict application of rules. Continue to apply crisis management procedure. Safe work conditions. People, process and facility, flows and material. We will review these 15 fundamentals in the next slide. Our 15 EHS Restart fundamentals. People. Share and apply essential hygiene rules. Rule number 1, reduction of physical contacts. Number 2, screening and individual protection. Number 3, training and information. Process and facility, avoid cross-contamination. Number 4, meeting rooms. Number 5, office workstation. Number 6, meals and canteen. Number 7, workstations. Number 8, shop floor and workstations. Number 9, shop floor cleaning. And number 10, sanitary standards. Flows and material. Prevent virus from entering by number 11, employee flows. Number 12, employee flows, transportation, and car sharing. Number 13, supply chain areas, logistics. Number 14, supply chain areas, inbound and outbound logistics. Number 15, daily auditing process. Your commitment is key. To succeed together, we all need to be vigilant and behave safely. PO's commitment to reinforce health and safety rules on site, to provide protective equipment to all employees, to implement strict cleaning and sanitary measures on site. Your commitment to follow basic hygiene rules, To conform to safety rules and EHS fundamentals on site. To stay alert, report difficulties, and reinforce sanitary rules to others when needed. Let's see how. We'll discover our 15 EHS Restart fundamentals. Health and self-monitoring. Before arriving on site, I take my temperature. In case I have one or several symptoms, such as feeling feverish with muscular or articular pain, fever from 37.5 degrees centigrade or 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit, difficulty breathing, cough, intense tiredness, loss of taste and smell. I do not come to work. I contact my doctor. I inform my manager and/or HR. Fundamental 1, reduction of physical contact. PO's commitment, whenever possible, block the doors and gates in open position. Avoid exit and entrance shift crossing. Limit the number of employees in the locker room simultaneously to avoid cross-contamination. Avoid team meetings between different shifts unless the minimal distance is strictly respected. Use paperboard to communicate information if needed. Minimal distance, 1 to 2 meters or 6 feet according to local legal regulations. Your contribution? Follow basic hygiene rules. Do not touch your face. Wash your hands regularly. Sneeze in disposable paper tissue or inside your arm. Limit locker room usage. Follow plant instructions to minimize interactions in the locker rooms. Reduce volume of items in the locker rooms. Read the top 5 flip chart if top 5 meeting cannot be held. Keep a minimum distance with people. Avoid staying and walking in groups. Fundamental number 2, screening and individual protection. PO's commitments, communicate health self-monitoring policy. Control individual's temperature for every person entering the site, including customers and suppliers, where legally applicable. Use self-questionnaire for visitors, including customers, suppliers, and contractors, from the first time on and at least once a week. Your contribution? Apply health self-monitoring policy. Check your temperature before going to work. In case of fever, stay home. Contact doctor and HR. Use a mask once on plastic omnium premises, all employees. Surgical mask or an alternative mask if compliant with country legislation. Wear eye protection, safety glasses, or face shields where applicable. Mandatory for everyone on the shop floor. Fundamental number 3, training and information. PO's commitment, communicate and display sanitary rules at every entrance, lobby of plant, building, at every information station and meeting point. Provide posters in the local language and in English. Display and communicate PO sanitary rules to all visitors, contractors, and truck drivers who enter the plant. Train every employee on sanitary rules on the first day of work and how to use masks. Your contribution. Know and apply sanitary rules. Read displays and posters. Watch available videos. Follow training session on first day of work. Stay alert and reinforce sanitary rules to others when needed. Fundamental 4, avoid cross-contamination in meeting rooms. PO's commitment, encourage home office when possible. Limit face-to-face meetings. Communicate and display meeting room standards in each room. Your contribution, limit face-to-face meetings. Air the room. Keep the door open during meeting or 15 minutes between meetings. Keep your distance. 1 chair free between participants. Staggered. No one directly in front. Do not share materials, such as pens and paper. Keep the room clean. Wipe table prior to and after meetings. Do not leave objects in the room after the end of the meeting. Fundamental 5, avoid cross-contamination of office workstations. PO's commitment, Disinfect all screens and keypads twice a day. Disinfection of toilets twice a day and ideally every 2 hours. Organize rotations where possible to ensure that a percentage of the workforce is present on an equitable basis. Organize positions to avoid face-to-face work. Use of a logbook for every disinfection operation. Your contribution: remain at the same workstation during the day. Wear your mask at all times. Do not share pens or other office tools. Assure workstation is clean and disinfected at the end of shift or after early release of workstation. Fundamental number 6. Avoid cross-contamination, meals, and cafeteria. PO's commitment: company cafeteria. Cleaning and disinfection of premises and equipment. Cleaning and disinfection of contact points, example trays, every 2 hours. Increased cleaning and disinfection of changing rooms and washrooms. Your contribution: come to work with a lunchbox if possible. Vending: pay via company badge or contactless card if possible. Keep at a distance from other employees. Forbidden to eat face-to-face. Fundamental 7. Avoid cross-contamination of workstations. PO's commitment: cancel team meetings and replace with top 5. When possible, limit 1 operator per station. That's the target. Limit situations involving work with less than 1 meter or 6 feet between employees. Keep a distance between operators. Sign area with tape. Adjust cycle time if needed. Balance assembly lines to minimize interactions. Your contribution: keep a minimum distance between you and others. Read the top 5 in information sheets for essential information. Fundamental 8. Avoid cross-contamination, shop floor workstations. PO's commitment: provide COVID-19 personal protective equipment. Each employee is provided with face masks daily. Each employee is provided with a pair of safety glasses. Plant management ensures that all PPEs are stored in a fully secured room with access control. Your contribution: wear the mandatory COVID-19 protective equipment. Wash hands regularly, preferably near the workstation or working cell, with hydroalcoholic gel available, or with water and soap if the organization of work allows, every 2 hours. Fundamental number 8. Putting on a mask properly. Wash your hands before installing or removing a mask. Inspect for damage and replace before use if damaged. Only masks go in mask disposal bin. Surgical style masks: blue side out, white strip on top, and pinch to form to nose. Fundamental 9. Avoid cross-contamination, shop floor cleaning. PO's commitment: assure the cleaning organization. Washing shop floor aisles once per shift. Disinfection of toilets and washroom facilities once per shift, and ideally every 2 hours. Logbook of disinfection operations. Material deliveries: all parts and packages received from an external supplier are put in a buffer zone for at least 3 hours. Your contribution: assure the disinfection of your work area. Screens, keypads, and buttons at every shift change or job rotation. Wipes can be used. Hand tools, example, deburring equipment, screwdrivers, at every shift change or job rotation. Push rack handles once per shift. Respect material delivery precautions. Fundamental 10. Sanitary standards. PO's commitment: plant management ensures cleaning services comply with the local disinfection regulations. Cleaning equipment: wet wipe with water and soap. Advanced cleaning and disinfection: wet wipe with a mix of water and surface disinfection. Waste bin: separate and closed waste bins for masks and COVID-19 material. Frequency: disinfection performed once per shift and ideally every 2 hours. Your contribution: place used masks in the COVID-19 waste bin. Stay alert and report any disinfection issues to the plant management team. Fundamental 11, employee flows. PO's commitment, separate flows through physical barriers or markings wherever possible. Make sure markings on the ground are respected and install paths to be followed at employee entrance, visitor reception, driver's reception, collective areas, coffee machine, beverage or food dispensers, PPE dispensers, sinks. Avoid exit and entrance shift crossings. Whenever possible, all doors and gates should be blocked in the open position and use of turnstiles should be avoided. Your contribution: respect physical flows and markings on the ground. Keep a minimum distance. Stay alert and reinforce sanitary rules to others when needed. Fundamental 13, supply chain and internal logistics areas. PO's commitment, package reception. Provide clear instructions for both internal and external workers. Provide trays and tables to prevent any physical contact with the delivery person. Provide protective equipment to employees. Administrative reception employees must wear normal gloves whenever they handle shipping and receiving paperwork. Internal flows. Disinfect push racks and container handles once per shift. Your contribution: package reception. Keep minimal distance with your colleagues. Avoid physical contact with the delivery person. Ask the delivery person to put the parcel on trays or tables. As much as possible, put the parcels in storage for a minimum of 3 hours. If storage is not possible, use protective glove to handle materials. Stay alert and reinforce sanitary rules to others when needed. Fundamental 14, supply chain areas, inbound and outbound logistics. PO's commitment, inbound or outbound vehicle logistics instructions for PO. Provide guidelines and health questionnaire to external drivers. Measure temperature of all drivers. Define clear instructions for the loading, unloading area. Make sure reception employees dealing with packaging wear gloves outside of closed room. Ensure separate toilets for external truck drivers whenever possible. Forklifts. Disinfect forklifts and related engines between shifts or at driver change. Your contribution: inbound or outbound vehicle logistics instructions for truck drivers. At site entrance, report to the receptionist and transmit your transport document according to the procedure agreed with the site PO. Fill out the visitor's health questionnaire using your own pen. Have your temperature measured at the reception desk. Strictly follow instructions for the loading, unloading area. Stay in the truck cab whenever possible. If not, you must wear a mask. Fundamental 15, daily auditing process. PO's commitment, overall plant director responsibility. Organize an internal audit team to check the strict application of the fundamentals. Create a specific plant steering team dedicated to monitoring the audit results and corrective actions implementation. The team monitors the stock of required material, masks, disinfection products, etc. Complete audits. Ensure traceability of audit results. Let's test our knowledge about the 15 EHS Restart fundamentals. What should I do if I feel one or more of these symptoms? A fever, having difficulty breathing, cough, feel tired, loss of taste and smell. B, do not come to work and contact my doctor. C, inform my HR, who will then inform my manager. Your coworker asks if you want to car share. What do you do? C. Except if there are no more than 2 people and sit in the rear seat opposite. Decline in order to favor individual transport. If I take a bus, where must I sit? B. In staggered rows, not directly behind or in front of someone. What is the recommended distance to keep between you and others? A. 1 to 2 meters or 6 feet, depending on local country regulations. All employees on the shop floor must wear mask and eye protection, safety glasses, face shields, or their own medical glasses at work. A. True. All employees in the office must wear mask. A. True. If I use a face shield, do I need to wear a mask as well? B. Yes. What do you use to wash your hands? C. Water and soap or hydroalcoholic gel, whichever is the most convenient. In order to keep a distance between you and your coworkers, team meetings are not recommended. How will you get the essential information? A. Flip chart or information sheet. If you eat at the company cafeteria, or if you are in a meeting room, you can sit directly in front or just next to other employees. B. No. Where can you find the display of sanitary rules? C. At the site's entrance, building entrances, information stations, and meeting points. How often should screens, keypads, buttons, and hand tool be disinfected? B. Minimum twice a day. Your coworker asks to borrow one of your tools or pens. What do you do? B. Say yes, but disinfect it before. C. Whenever possible, do not share, as there is risk for cross-contamination. Can we turn on the air conditioning to make the room temperature cooler? B. No. You have just received a delivery from an external supplier. What do you do? B. Take the delivery after 3 hours in storage. C. Take the delivery immediately as you are wearing protective gloves. What should we do to limit cross-contamination in the locker rooms? A. Reduce the volume of staff in the locker rooms. B. Limit the number of employees in the locker rooms simultaneously. What are the hygiene rules for everyone to respect? D. All of the above. If I do not wear the COVID-19 protective equipment, example, face mask, eye protection, could there be disciplinary actions for my behavior? Yes, these rules are made to protect you and your colleagues. What must visitors do when they arrive on site? D, all of the above. When I am finished with the mask, where do I put it? B, throw it in a special waste bin for COVID-19. Plant-specific requirements. Adrian, what to do when entering the facility when returning to work. Always enter from the east driveway. Follow the yellow arrows. Stop in the tent to have my temperature taken. Watch for pedestrians while parking. Green arrows. Exit the parking lot using the southeast exit. Blue arrows. If you test positive for a high temperature, that's above 99.5 degrees, pull into the retest area. After retest, if you still have a high temperature, leave the lot following the red arrow. Follow the Plastic Omnium call-in procedure. Plant-specific requirements. Adrian, entering through the turnstile. Respect social distancing rules. Only one person per X. Use forearm or gloved hand to push on the bar. Hand sanitizer located inside the building. Respect one another. Plant-specific requirements. Adrian, masks are mandatory prior to entry into the facility. Upon your first return day, you will receive a package of masks. Please wear your mask before entering the next day. These are for you to manage and will last 25 days. When you need to replenish your supply, please come to HR. Please dispose of masks in COVID-19 marked containers. This will be documented. Hand sanitizer has been placed throughout the facility. Just a slight squeeze will dispense an adequate amount. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Smokers area. Social distancing rule applies also in the smokers area. Respect a minimum of 6 feet between each person. Only 3 persons inside the smoke shack at one time. Dispose of waste in proper receptacle. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Open spaces. On each bench, respect one chair free rule. Keep the same workplace, desk, all the day long. Do not share your working tools, pens as an example, or any other tool or personal belongings. One person per telephone. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Lockers. Limit the lockers use. Come to work with your work clothes. Do not leave your personal belongings in the lockers. Do not eat lunch or take breaks in the locker room. If you need access, respect appropriated social distance within the lockers. Minimum 1 meter or 3 feet. Limit the number of persons using it at the same time. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Clocking in, clocking out. There are 4 separate zones for clocking in. Please only use the correct color zone for clocking in. These are set up to minimize groups of individuals. It is important to not leave your cell until the end of the shift. Please make sure to follow social distancing guidelines while clocking in or out. Yellow time clock, North Cafe. Quality, 308. Hilo, Water Spider, T1XX. Engineering. Blue time clock, Finance Office, 305, 306, 307. Maintenance, Fabrication. Red time clock, Supervisor Office, 303. Prototype, Shipping, Process Techs, Material Handler. Green time clock, Focus Factory, 300, 301, 302. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Powered industrial vehicles. All powered industrial vehicles must be cleaned prior to use. This includes sit-down style forklift, production, shipping, material handler, stand-up style forklift, process techs, powered pallet jack, material handler, scissor lift or boom lift, maintenance, process tech, and material handler. There is a posting on your forklift on how to properly clean and disinfect your equipment. Please make sure to wash your hands after you are complete. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Workstations. You must clean your workstation prior to use. This includes desks, computers, touch screens, keyboards, mouse, handles, tools. When rotating into a new station, we are returning to 1 hour rotation for all manufacturing processes, tables, meeting rooms, etc. Please use cleaning wipes responsibly. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Human resources. Please only visit human resources for specific items and avoid loitering. Follow the yellow floor markings for entry from the hallway. Enter using the entrance only, near the copy room. Please make sure to stop at the red X prior to entry. Verify there is available room in regards to social distancing measures. Only the yellow X's can be populated. Everyone else must wait outside the office and can enter once a person leaves. Please watch your step over the taped areas once inside the office. Please exit the office towards the employee entrance. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Meeting rooms. All meetings must be scheduled ahead of time. There must be a 15-minute gap between meetings to allow the room to air out. No items left behind. Clean area prior to use, seating, tabletop, common tools, etc. Respect every other seating. Do not sit in unauthorized seats. Leave a space between persons. If 2 doors, 1 door is entrance, 1 is exit. Follow maximum capacity postings. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Cafeteria. Please observe highlighted social distancing measures in break rooms. Please respect every other seating. Do not sit in highlighted areas. Please respect taped areas, entrances, and flows. Please do not use equipment marked with a red X or red tape. Bring your lunch whenever possible. Increased cleaning frequency has been added and will be documented and audited. You do not have to have your mask on while eating. Avoid gathering in groups. Respect one another. Coffee makers have been removed and replaced with on-demand coffee machines. Common items have been removed. Respect entrance and exit at North Cafe. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Shop floor. Please observe no meetings on the shop floor. Review of overtime and cell boards must be limited. Respect social distancing rules. 1 person per X is maximum capacity in each area. Vending machines, 1 person per X. Respect social distancing guidelines. COVID-19 information has been posted throughout the facility. COVID-19 prevention measures for your safety. Clocking in, clocking out, zones review. There are 4 separate zones for clocking in. North Cafe, yellow zone. Quality, 308, high-low, Water Spider, T1XX, engineering. Finance office, blue zone. 305, 306, 307, maintenance, fabrication. Supervisor office, red zone. 303, prototype, shipping. 304, process techs, material handler. Focus factory, green zone, 300, 301, 302. Conclusion. These are difficult times we are dealing with in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. Please remember, none of us have had to deal with a situation like this before. We are in this together and must work together to get through this situation. There are numerous safeguards that have been put in place to protect all workers and your families. There have been many hours put into investigating the correct procedures, PPE, documentation, among many other items. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to EHS, HR, managers, or supervisors. With everyone's cooperation, we will get through this together, so please have patience as we continue to monitor the situation with our corporate partners, local and regional governments, among many others. Please also remember to leave your name in the comment section of this video to verify you have reviewed it. Upon your return, you will be asked to complete a quiz based on this video.